bitch. What did we just witness? Okay? 1.2 million people just witnessed this epic moment. Listen, let's talk about it. Let's just go on and talk about it, okay? So, if you don't know, if your head been under a rock, if you've been in a coma, I don't know what you've been doing. But tonight, at about 8:20 Eastern Standard Time, the world shook. Why did the world shake? Because we were all, and when I say all, I mean we was all over to the Verzus, hanging out in Brandy and Monica's living room, because that's how I felt like. I felt like I was hanging out in a living room, right? And oh, Jesus, my Lord, my God. Listen. So first of all, let's just talk about a few things. I took some notes, but at a certain point I stopped taking notes because I was just having a moment. Listen. So, Brandy, okay. Let me talk about the bad, and then we're going to get to the good, because it ain't a whole lot bad. Brandy, why you got on the turtleneck what? It's September, August. Why you got on the turtleneck? I know good and damn well you didn't need no turtleneck on. On the other hand, Monica never gets it wrong. Never. When I tell you Monica looked snatched and good. Had on the Fendi corset thingy going, and then the hat, and then she got the flat bob, and the boots, and the leather paint. Listen, Monica never gets it wrong. Monica never gets it wrong. Never gets it wrong. You hear me? So aesthetically, I was pleased. Okay. It was obvious. They said it that they had a conversation before they came out. So they had a moment together backstage. They had a conversation, and they said it was a much needed conversation. And I think that over the years, do I think they had conflict? Absolutely. But do I think that it was blown up? It was exaggerated. It was prolonged by the media and by the fans. Yeah, absolutely, I do. We also found out, so they had the conversation, they said what needed to be said. Listen, that's grown woman shit. That's just grown woman shit. And they said it publicly in front of us so that we know that it is what it is. It's over. It's a wrap. It's done. You know, they're in a different place. Both of them are just in a different place in their life right now, and they just done. They cleared all that up. They good to go now. They even said something about maybe a tour, and let me tell you who will be at that tour. Might have to be a COVID tour, but we'll be there, okay? So, I'm not keeping score. I'm not going to keep score because, I just talked about how we came together. So, what I'm not going to do is pull us apart, okay? So, I'm not going to say, oh, I think this person won or I think that person won. I'm going to say that I enjoyed it. For me, it met the hype. It met the hype. Like, it met the hype. Like, sorry. Of course, not everybody want to text me. So let's start at the beginning and work our way back. They was a little late. But if they was late because they went backstage, hugging it out, clearing the air, doing what needed to be done, I'm fine with that. Okay, but they was a little late now. They was a little late. We started off with a cameo from Kamala Harris. Okay. What we found out is that they also are partnering up with Michelle Obama's initiative to get out and vote. And that they're selling the merch from this, the Brandy versus Monica merch. And all of the proceeds for the merch is going towards the cause. So please, y'all, if you're not registered to vote, the same way y'all ran over to iTunes to download all the songs that y'all forgot that y'all liked, I need y'all to run on over to wherever y'all need to run in y'all's district, county, precinct, and make sure you're registered to vote. Make sure that you're doing what needs to be done and that you are where you need to be come November the 3rd. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I'm done with November the 4th. Whenever the hell we voting, child. I'm going to vote. So we had that. Joe Biden was in the chat. Listen, There was so many damn check marks going up in that chat. I said I just felt me and Pat was saying we just felt like little peons on the outside looking in. All the check marks was rolling up the screen, but I ain't mad because if you name a person, they was in there. When I saw Joe Biden scroll by, I said, now you know what? Was that Joe? Is Joe in there chilling and jamming to some Monica and Brent? Child, Kamala Harris said that she is gonna be partying all night. I believe her. Okay, she went to HU. She not that much older than me. Well, she is, but she was partying. She was partying. Okay, she was probably in law school around this time, but she was partying. Okay, so the thing I like about these shows, and it was very reminiscent of Unplugged. If you guys remember MTV Unplugged, these verses remind me of an Unplugged, but it's just with two people going back and forth with their hits. But you get the stories, and you hear the conversations and the stories and things like that. And Brandy bought her journal because she said, I don't want to forget anything. I want to make sure that I have what I need, even though one time she was looking for a poem and couldn't find it. But, the other thing we found out, if you were listening and if you were paying attention, my spidey senses were on. So if you were listening and you were paying attention, she professed her love for C Murder as well. When they were talking about loves of their lives, and she was saying it's just that certain person that has just been a part of her life her whole life, and she just can't let it go. She just can't seem to shake it, and he is her everything, and all of that good stuff. Read between the lines, ladies and gentlemen. Read between the lines. Honey, she was talking about C Murder. They had a C Murder moment where they were talking about prison reform, and they showed the shirts, the C Murder, free C Murder shirts. You do that. You do that. And then they just kind of went through their songs and where they were at that time. Brandy talked about there are certain songs that she doesn't always like to necessarily hear because she remembers where she was vocally at that time, that her voice was changing. She wasn't as confident in her voice. She talked about producers. They had a moment for LaShawn Daniels because she said that's the best producer she ever had. We know he passed away last year in a car accident. So they had a moment speaking on that. Monica did a song, her song, Every Time the Beat Drops, and it was with the Franchise Boys, and they lost a member recently, which I didn't know. I didn't know anything about that. They had a moment for Chadwick Boseman, and it just throw all fucking 2020 away. So let's just go through some of this, and I didn't write every single song down because, child, like I said, I started getting into the moment. So Brandy started us off with What About? And that's a bop. It's going to get you up. It's going to get you moving. It's a bop. It's a bop. Then Monica gave us Everything. Okay. Then Brandy played a song I wasn't really familiar with. I didn't know it. Okay. But, okay. It was Brandy. So Monica gave us The Making of You. So Gone. Just One of Those Days. Like This and Like That. Shoulda Known Better. Everything I Do. Angel of Mine. What was that? Oh, How Much I Love. Every Time the Beat Drop. She played us her new single, Trenches, which I absolutely love. You guys need to go over there and make sure you download it. Still Standing. Slow Jams. And she talked about working with Usher, how she wants to do more music with Usher. When she did Still Standing, she talked about where she was in her life at that time as well. And Luda, the verse that Luda did on there, basically about, people going to talk about you and try to run your name through the mud. Monica went through some stuff. I don't remember all the details now, but I remember her, the father of, no, not that one. The guy she was dating that committed suicide, I believe. And there was a lot of stuff with that. People were trying to say that he killed himself over her and she was the reason. And it was a lot. It was a lot of stuff. And social media wasn't what it is now. So nowadays, something like that, we would have got the whole damn story. We'd have got 20 different, anonymous sources telling us all the business. But I don't remember all the specifics. But I do remember that Monica went through a lot. And then her son's father. And then, also, if you read between the lines, she sort of confirmed that Shannon was the one that cheated, honey. You gotta listen. You gotta listen when people talk, because she wasn't gonna say too much, but she said just enough, and I picked up on it. Okay. We had First Night, Walk Out of My Life. Now I'm gonna tell you the song she didn't play, or at least I don't remember her playing it. Y'all get me together in the comments if I missed it. One of my favorite songs by Monica, actually my favorite album by Monica is the Boy Is Mine album, but Street Symphony, that's my song. Her version of Misty Blue. Oh man, I kept waiting for one of those two songs, but it don't matter. I got my life. She gave me what I needed. She gave me everything I needed. Okay. Over here with Brandy, I told you we had, what about Full Moon, Wanna Be Down, Baby, 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 Angel in Disguise. Did I? Oh, that's Monica. Why? No, that's Brandy. I'm tripping. Missing You. Almost Doesn't Count. Broken Hearted. Top of the World. Who Is She to You? Best Friend. And Ray J was there. She dedicated the song to him, and he came out and gave her a hug. It was cute. It was a moment. Sitting Up in My Room, Talk About Love, Have You Ever. She played some other songs. She played some songs off her new album. She plugged her new album. Monica plugged her new project, which they absolutely are supposed to do that. And everybody need to run on over there and download all this music. Now, it was a moment, and I know somebody's going to know the story. There was a moment where they wanted her, I want to say it was Best Friend. And Monica tried to get her to go in. They did the little bit of Moesha, right? Just gave us a little snippet. And Monica wanted her to like sing the song. And Brandy was like, nah, that's money that's money involved in there. And she said something about lawyers and stuff like that. She sort of went off on a little bit of a tangent. But I get the impression that there's something with that maybe if she sings the song, she has to pay to sing the song or something like that. You know, sometimes there's certain songs you sing, you have to pay people. So she was like, I'm going to give y'all a little bit, but I ain't giving you the whole song because ain't nobody trying to be paying no money. So I thought that was interesting. It's a shame that after all these years you can't sing the damn song to your show, but okay. It was a moment, y'all. I enjoyed it. It was what it gave me what I needed. It was everything I wanted it to be. Like, honestly, were there songs that I wish I could have heard? Sure. I think it might have ran a little long. But even in that, I was here. I was listening to it. I had it on. I was still doing some other things, but I had it on, and I was moving. I was having my moment. I was getting it in. Now, of course, everybody was waiting for what? The Boy Is Mine. And so I was hoping, what I was hoping was going to happen with The Boy Is Mine, because they had microphones and they were singing off and on throughout the whole thing. I was hoping that they would just drop the track and they would actually perform The Boy Is Mine. Like, I thought it was going to be a moment, right? Like, taking us back to the VMAs, where they performed it at the VMAs, and I thought we was going to have a whole moment, right? We didn't quite get the moment. They played the song. That was the finale, as it should have been. And Brandy was doing more singing than Monica. Monica did a lot of lip syncing to it. I mean, they got about their seat and they were, going through the motion. But I wanted the song. But what y'all think? It gave me what I needed. I'm not going to sit here and complain. I told you the things that, little stuff here and there. But overall, now who y'all want to see next?